Many can only dream about becoming royalty in their lifetime, but for Queen Raja Zarif Sophia, this is her reality. Husband to the new king of Malaysia, King Ibrahim, many consider her the perfect match to the king, but their union did not come with ease. Why were the queen's parents against their marriage? How did they overcome this and become husband and wife? Did she deal with the devastating tragedies that occurred after she got married well? Watch until the end to find out. A strong woman, Queen Zarif, came from a home of power and affluence. Her father, Idris Shah II, was the powerful ruler of Perak. He was known for having many wives, and for good reason, since he had a grand total of 8. Zarif was his third child from among 14 children. Zarif was educated in the capital of the Sultanate of Perak and went on to England at Cheltenham College for Women and then Oxford University for her Master of Arts degree in Chinese Studies. She also had mastery of 5 different languages. Her experience in England made her realise, and she, the potential of what a woman can achieve if given the right opportunity and the right circumstances. She kept this with her, and it manifested when she would eventually become queen. In the coming future, she was to be noted as being the most educated queen to ever rule the Malaysian states. It's fitting that both the king and queen came from traditional Muslim backgrounds, where polygamy is welcomed. Yet they got married, and the Sultan refused to take another wife, even after 40 years of being together. So what made their love so strong? Well, the secret to their love can be largely seen in how their coming together took place and the challenges they needed to overcome in order to be together. After her education, her would-be husband, Sultan Ibrahim, who was the crown prince at the time, was in the US for military training. They met at a social gathering, and the crown prince was determined to marry this educated, beautiful, and capable young woman. Sometimes, when we imagine the lives of royalty, the idea of nobles being paired together in arranged marriages is always one the victims frown against. The victims in this case are the young royals, while their families are always of the opinion that marriage should be carried out as a duty. But the reverse was the case in the love story of Zarif and Ibrahim. One would believe that the idea of 2 young children from the great houses in the kingdom getting married would be welcomed. But the surprising truth was that the idea was not acceptable, especially to Zarif's family, who had a great reason for not wanting to join houses with the House of Jaha. It turns out that the House of Jaha was rumoured to have a bad reputation, and the Sultanate of Perak did not want to risk marrying a princess of theirs into that kind of family. It was said that Ibrahim Iskander, the crown prince's father and the Sultan of Jaha, and his son were accused of horrible, shameful crimes. It was said that his son killed someone outside his helicopter, thinking they were a smuggler, but he only discovered the truth after the man was dead. Ibrahim was also convinced of shooting a man in a nightclub when a fight had broken out. The news of these alleged past crimes of a sultan and his son made it seem quite reasonable, but they did not want their princess to be wed into that family. Zarif's uncle, Raja Azar Shah, was the chief judge over the case, and in the future, he would rule Perak as sultan after the passing of his brother. It was difficult, it required persistence, resilience, and dedication, but Zarif and Ibrahim kept pushing on and negotiating, insisting that they were meant for each other. And eventually, in the year 1982, the family finally gave their blessing. The wedding was one of astronomical popularity and importance. It was celebrated in both kingdoms and lasted for many days. Dignitaries from all over came to grace the wedding of the crown prince and his bride. People prayed and hoped that the union would be one of hope and grace to the people. It turned out to be exactly what the people had hoped for. The love between the sultan and his wife had lasted so long, and yet the sultan has never shown a sign of remarrying according to the custom. This speaks volumes about the beautiful soul that the queen has and who she is. The queen, despite continuing her studies at Oxford after her marriage, bore the sultan 5 sons and a beautiful daughter. With her husband, she raised them all to maturity and adulthood as fine young men and a young woman. Most of the royal children are known for being well behaved, but one among them stood out, and his story is one of the major pains that Queen Zarif has to deal with in her home. Abdul Jali, known as the people's king of souls, was a great influence and loved by people because of his work in charity, sports, and competitions for the people. He spent most of his time amongst the common people, volunteering every way he could and doing everything to ensure he gave back to the people. Another thing about Jali was his unreserved love for animals, funding shelters and zoos all across the country. However, devastatingly, his light life was cut short by stage 4 liver cancer, which was diagnosed late due to how he neglected his health to work. He was too selfless. After being diagnosed, he was taken to Guangzhou, China for a liver transplant, but it failed. Queen Jarif never left her son's side, praying and hoping that he would recover. The hardest part was that the Queen had to deal with her eldest son. Ismail was getting married at the time. In caring for Abdul, she sang him songs, wrote him poems, and helped him through the toughest time of his life, when the pain seemed unbearable. She did her best to be Abdul's shining light, always there to light up the ever-growing darkness in his life. Unfortunately, Abdul passed away at the young age of 24. His death was mourned by the entire country, as thousands gathered at his funeral. Many wondered why such a great soul should live such a short life, but questions like this never have infinite answers. If you would like to hear more about Abdul Jali, make sure to watch our previous video about it. The Queen and King, in honor of Abdul, donated to the largest cancer treatment center in Southeast Asia, where anyone battling cancer can come to relieve pain or be treated. The Queen has such a wonderful personality and is known for her interest in scientific and social activities, especially fine art, which she propagated around Malaysia. Her mastery of 5 different languages is also a testament to how widely travelled and educated she is, with Sultan Ibrahim being appointed Sultan of all Malaysia in early 2024. Queen Raja Jarif Sophia became the Queen of all the Malaysia as well. She has earned the title as the Queen of Hearts because of her inspirational story and incredible personality. Her rise from the young daughter of king to the powerful and inspiring queen that she is today is a testament to just how far women can go when allowed to do so. She learned this in early life during her time in England and has since inspired many young people to follow their heart and dreams and never settle for less. It's about knowing what you deserve, and if you'd like to hear about a similar story, check out this video in Sharik Al Maktoum. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around, and see you next time.